Test. 1, 2, test. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the show. This is really loud. It's on tomorrow's New Comic Tuesday. Huh. I don't know why that's not showing up. Alright. But do you hear anything? I'm talking into the mic right now. Talking into the mic now. And you should see the guy with the white shirt. You don't hear anything? Yep, that's me. You hear whistling? If you hear whistling, that's me. That's me. You should see father and son walking through the store. I'm typing. And, try again. I hear whistling. Okay. Gonna move my other camera into place. Right now it's in an awkward spot. I guess I gotta turn it off. Da, 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 da. I can turn. We'll talk louder, Chris. We'll talk louder when it shows you. Alright, you hear me. Good. Because when I talk into the mic, it'll be a little better. And when I talk into this mic, it might be a little better. This is Cliff's mic because he's a more professional, whatever. This is my mic because it's bigger. So I think I'm going to put it to the fans today during the show to come up with a clever coupon code name, and then we'll start the sale tonight. go for miles. Yeah, buddy. Wait, why is everybody here so early? This means our show's gonna be super loud. You're doing a tech rehearsal at 6? For the 9 o'clock show? I can deal. Oh, don't worry. I can deal. I just want to let you know that this shit is magic. Magic eraser? It cleans everything.
Good evening.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to TheOneRing.net. It's Torn Tuesday. We're live from Meltdown Comics. My name's Justin. I'll be your bofer for the day. And this is my host, Cliff Broadway. He's feeling a little under the weather, so he might not be talking much. Yeah, you might get a little, out of him. But he'll chime in when he needs to. But even a grunt is more than Bomber got in The Hobbit. And so we hope the extended edition Bomber has more lines. Actually, more times 0 is 0. So we just hope it's an addition. So welcome to Torn Tuesdays. I'm in the chat room right now. You're at TheOneRing.net/live. We're also live on Justin.tv. We chose Justin.tv because, not just because my name's Justin, but because it just works. They've got an iPad app. Comic-Con's coming up. And you'll see where we're going with this. But we'll get into Comic-Con in a little bit. Do you think Cliff will ever be on time for his own show? I don't know. I don't know. But here, let me show you the store. This is Meltdown Comics Hollywood, and that's right there in front of the hottest new comics. In fact, it's New Comic Wednesday. They just got the shipment in for tomorrow morning. They're putting them out, new issues out on the shelves, and since it's 4th of July, they're having a weekend sale, 25% off your entire purchase at Meltdown Comics if you just walk up and say The One Ring. If you just mention The One Ring here at Meltdown Comics in Hollywood, 25% off your whole order. And how much are issues? It's cheaper than an Empire magazine. So you got to come out. And if you come to Meltdown Comics in Hollywood, you'll see the Bilbo's contract that all of the ringers at the Oscar party that we put on signed. It's signed by celebrities, and it's signed by fans, and it's signed by volunteers, and everybody. So, hello, everybody. Who do we have in the chat room? We have, I look Mongolian. Okay, maybe I'll just take my glasses off then. Do I not look as Mongolian now? Nice Bofer hat. Can you sing like him? No, I don't sing. Far away. Whatever. You don't want to hear that. Tolkien girl, Bofer's wife, Northerner, Underhill, Hoppity Lass. So if you notice at TheOneRing.net/live, we have a new video embed. It's not a YouTube video, it's at Justin TV. And if you click through, I think there's a little link on there. If you click on the video, it'll take you to Justin TV, and there's a whole different chat on Justin.tv. That will be the chat that we use to communicate with you guys at San Diego Comic-Con. So, I'm telling y'all right now, go to Justin.tv, sign up as a viewer. It's free, and just kind of play around with it, and we can make mods in the Justin.tv chat room. So there's that. So we think we're going to have a pretty good time down in San Diego. Starts July 17th. It's 2 weeks from tomorrow. And I don't even have the booth built yet. So what do we have going on? Let's see. Underhill, be respectful. Yes. Less creepy. Yes. Okay, thank you. No glasses. When does Cliff get here? Yes, when does Cliff? How is Justin going to talk about Bilbo's house? Should this be called Cliff.tv? Justin is like listening to really boring high school teacher. Funny you should say that. Both my parents were high school teachers. It was actually kind of awkward in high school when both your parents are teachers and they're not very well liked teachers. Yeah. Thanks for bringing up that memory. Anyway, we've got an exciting day, and we've got so much going on, and I wish Cliff was here because we could start talking about it. But I will tell you that, we do our show here at Meltdown Comics. It's 10,000 square feet comic book store, and this is where TheOneRing.net gets all of its printing done, all of its shirts and prints and buttons and posters, and anything that you receive over the mail is made right here by hand, old school style. I mean, and designers and artists, like the best designers. We can't even reveal half their names because some of them work for Weta, some of them frequent the store, and they can't contractually. So, but one thing cool about Meltdown Comics is it's the home of Nerdist, and a lot of you I know are fans of the Nerdist podcast.
Sure.
You've maybe seen a few of the videos on Nerdist, on the YouTube Nerdist channel. And so today they're debuting, actually I think it's the second time, they're debuting a brand new show format. Chris Hardwick will be in the house, he won't be on the show. But if you hear background noise and kind of sound checks and things like that during today's show, it's because Nerdist is doing some cool, great, awesome new stuff. And so they're just doing rehearsals and sound checks and things like that. But we've got some exciting stuff. And if you followed me on Twitter at Justin's Big Idea, you'll see that Nerdist tweeted me and retweeted me today. So, I mean, I won't say we're tight, but, it's all one family. It's the Meltdown Nerdist OneRing family. It's so much geek. It just like, well, as soon as you walk in here, you're just like, home. This is geek mecca in the heart of Hollywood. Even people that don't even like geek and nerd stuff, they come here and they're just like in awe. It's just like, oh. So, no, you don't hear Cliff. You hear sound checks. Justin is the only bad part of this blog, Mr. Underhill. Aw. Cliff has the charisma and the charm. Yes, I know. I miss Cliff too. I'm not even supposed to be on the show. Listen, I'm a producer. I'm behind the scenes. I turn the camera on. I make sure the mics are working. I make sure you can see the stream and it's embedded right on the page. I make sure the chat's working. And Cliff is the entertainer. And he's been doing this forever. He's hosted shows and he's been an MC. Cliff has produced documentaries about ringers. He's written 2 or 3 books. I mean, the guy's a published author. He's an award-winning producer and writer. He's a show host. He's been on the Jamie Kennedy Experience. I mean, that's Cliff. I'm just a guy that knows how to turn on a camera. So I'm not used to talking in front of you. So when Cliff's not here, I don't know what to talk about. But I do know what we can talk about is that this episode, I've decided we're going to have a sale, a 4th of July sale on the OneRing Emporium of Goods and Sundry Somethings, a name that Cliff came up with. And we're going to do buy 2, get 1 free, I think. But if you can come up with a better deal. But I think buy 2, get 1 free. But to get that sale going for 4th of July, for American Independence Day, for Canada Day, just for this week, I need to input a coupon code. I need to implement, a special phrase or word. So it's up to you guys. I'm going to leave it to you in the chat room. And so at the end of the show, we're going to go back to the chat and we're going to decide what's the coupon code. What's the actual code that people put in? Is it Beaufort's hat? Is it something else? Is it, Dragon's Gold? I don't know. You guys come up with something special and clever and what type of sale we should have, and we'll decide at the end of the show for our 4th of July sale at the OneRing Emporium. And I think I've done a good enough job filling time and killing time and filling air because
Nobody can fill air like Justin. Nobody can fill air like this vacuum right here. This walking vacuum cleaner right here, buddy.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
telling you, he can fill the air time.
Oh dear.
I'm telling you. Hi guys. Hello, Frankie. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for starting.
Hello.
Thank you for starting the show.
Yes.
We were posting announcements right now, and I ran away from the OneRing.net Central, which is actually the OneRing.net West Coast Central offices, and I ran down the hills, running down the Hollywood Hills until I got right here to Sunset Boulevard, and here we are, back in action.
In the chat room, they're saying Justin is the Gracie.
The Gracie? What, meaning the George and Gracie?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night,
Gracie.
Gracie.
Oh, yeah, you sure are. So he's the Gracie and I'm the George Burns. Oh God, and Oh God Part 2. Here I am.
Has
Welcome back.
there been any mail?
Welcome back.
There hasn't been any mail.
Yes, there has
Is
been mail.
Justin still saying dwarves instead of dwarves? Dwarves. That's where that's right. Everybody. Oh, Cliff. Why can't you sing like Beaufort? Why can't you sing like Beaufort? I'm not a performer. So anyway, sign up on Justin.tv because I think that's what we're going to use for Comic-Con. We're going to walk around with our little iPads and we're going to be live from the red carpet.
The Justin TV is named after a different Justin, just FYI.
But he still lives in LA.
But he still lives in Los Angeles, probably not too far from us down here. Hello, everybody. You know what? Do you remember my nice hat?
Have I seen the blog?
I've misplaced one of my prize hats.
Oh, dear.
One of my famous hats that you guys have seen me wear many, many times. The sandy-colored one with the little black band around it and that short 60s brim. Well, it's gone. Can't find it. So I'm wearing this hat instead today.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Well,
Indeed.
the biggest thing that happened this week, is Comic-Con news, and the biggest news is Peter Jackson
will be absent.
Will be absent, as well as most of the actors. In fact, he's hoarding his actors like a dragon hoards his gold.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say so?
He's a busy man.
No. Comic-Con is where you reach out to fans, you make that connection. If any event happens, you go to San Diego Comic-Con, you walk out for 10 minutes, you say, "Hello, everybody. I hope you see my movie. I'm sorry about the HFR." But Peter Jackson goes on his video podcast and before we even see any new footage of Lake Town, he says, "Hey guys, just want to let you know, I won't be in San Diego. I'm keeping my actors here. We've got too much work to do." All I could think of is a dragon hoarding his gold.
Well, you know what? All I could think of is this man is dedicated. He knows there's a time limit, and he wants to do it right. He wants to do it right the first time. He does not want to be distracted by things such as screaming fanboys and fangirls at Comic-Con, bringing all this like, oh my god. You know what? He needs to focus on the work at hand, and as he said in the opening of that video production diary, it took him about 1 minute and 45 seconds to apologize. It was the longest apology. I'm surprised it wasn't.
So you guys think it's a good thing that he's not coming to Comic-Con?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
do you think he realized the failings of the first movie and realized, all right, I got to work a little harder, and a little smarter?
That may be part of it as well. But he did say presenting the marketing materials to you is something that I personally am involved in. And it took him about an hour and 40...
That was great.
It took him about 1 minute and 49 seconds to explain all the time that I'm losing putting together a teaser trailer or putting together a show reel to show you guys. I want it to be really, really good, and I get too involved in it, and I get distracted from the other work I'm doing on the film. So after he explained all that, I understood. And I
totally understand,
that.
But my first reaction was, yes, you do need to spend a little more time on this movie, and I'm glad you're working hard on it. And it was also kind of exciting to know that he does have say in the marketing. And you know who else has say in the marketing for a Warner Brothers film right now?
Let me guess.
Guillermo del Toro. And if you've seen any of the videos that have been posted online for Pacific Rim, whew, he is really in. See, Cliff is on a live chat show, and he still insists on typing. I don't understand.
Because I want to make sure that I address everybody that I can, as long as I don't miss something.
So just talk to them.
Oh, well, I always wear a hat. And it's one of my little personal trademarks. To always wear a hat.
You don't need to type your answers. Just say them.
You know what? It is surprising to me how many times people ask questions in the chat room who just arrived in the room after we have said something. So they missed it. So sometimes we need to repeat ourselves, and instead of me repeating myself over and over again on the show, I'll just type in something real fast. Hello, everybody.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Welcome to my friend here, Justin, and myself here hosting the show. It's called Tour on Tuesday. We hold it every week. You figure that out. That's why it's on Tuesday. We spend a lot of time talking about hobbits and dwarves and elves and wizards. And hello. Nice to see you, wise wizard. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. No more Beatles breaks. Okay. Hey, I got rickrolled accidentally last week when I was trying to do the show over there. The show that didn't have any audio. We apologize for all the shenanigans and all the gremlins that got into the wiring and the stuff that happened last week, but here we are making up for it. And I tell you something, the man doesn't even want to take time away from his work to do a 10-minute video production diary. You can tell that he's got his mind split about 7 or 18
He doesn't want to do marketing.
different things.
Yeah, that's why it took so many weeks to do our first ever Desolation of Smaug production diary.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the first diary since
The
December.
Hobbit. Oh gosh, are you serious?
Since November.
And it's July 2nd, right? July 2nd, and we have
And the Blu-ray release. So I guess that was a production diary.
yeah, the Blu-ray special behind the scenes
Yes.
thing. Well, that was another big chunk of time
Why-
taken away from working on the.
See, this is what I'm
project
talking
itself.
about. Cliff's accent is so spot on. His accent is so good. Did you know?
Oh,
You were
Thank
Bill.
you.
Aren't you Bilbo?
no, I did.
You're
I did
Samwise.
Well, for those people who don't know, I have a little.
This guy was Samwise.
I got a little voiceover career that I do on the side when I'm really, really lucky, and I did the voiceover work for Black Label Games, The Fellowship of the Ring,
on Xbox and PlayStation.
on Xbox only.
On Xbox. Oh, that's right.
If you get the PlayStation game, it's a different voice actor who did a different voice. But
Yeah.
I did the voice of Samwise, opposite Frodo, in the Lord of the Rings video game, released by Black Label Games many, many years ago on the Xbox. But anyways,
Did you have to say
did the voice.
taters in that?
No, but I did actually have to say, please, Mr. Gandalf, sir, don't turn me into anything unnatural. I definitely had that dialogue. It was very interesting, yes. Okay, so let's talk about poo. Lots of crackly,
Oh, man.
crusty poo.
This is what I'm talking about.
And what else should we talk about? We should talk about the fact that Thranduil and Legolas and evidently Tauriel show up in Dale, in the ruins of Dale.
Right.
And they have a conversation with Gandalf. Stuff that doesn't happen in the books. We saw a lot of stuff in this production diary just yesterday. It really surprised me.
This
really
was
surprised me.
There was a lot of stuff hidden in there that we weren't expecting. But
yes, Tolkien girl, that was me.
I tell you what though. I think at the end result, we'll see that Tauriel is necessary and important and valuable and nothing but good to the furthering of the film story. But I will say that it is interesting that Peter Jackson has released her from production. She's currently celebrating Canada Day.
Is she?
And she will be at San Diego Comic-Con. Whereas he's keeping the rest of the cast there in New Zealand, which means
I get to talk, we're going to talk to her.
Tauriel's scenes are complete.
Completely done, as are Gandalf's. Ian McKellen has been released. He's done with filming.
Well, okay.
It looks like there's a lot going on with finishing up stuff, but we're going to get to interview Tauriel, Evangeline Lilly, the lovely, lovely woman, Evangeline Lilly, who plays Tauriel. Definitely we're going to catch up with her
At Comic-Con.
at San Diego Comic-Con, as we catch up with anybody.
You know, one of the big surprises was in the blog, in the video blog, was Bard's son.
Yeah.
And they're really kind of like positioning Bard's son as something of value. Yeah, you know what we didn't see? Stephen Fry. We didn't see the Master of Lake Town
That
and
was
his
interesting.
bumbling assistant.
We did not see
You know
that.
who? And I just realized I was watching another movie the other night, and I said, "Wow, that is the Master of Lake Town and his assistant." And you know who I thought? You know what movie I was watching?
What?
Hook. Captain and Smee
Really?
equals Master of Lake Town and his assistant. I mean, if you look at Peter Jackson's first
Okay,
production
there's an
diary,
interesting
you have this
analogy.
like bumbling like whatever you want, yeah, and you know, just
Well, we have yet to see how bumbling he is. This assistant, who I think is a little bit more analogous to Wormtongue, being a lackey for Saruman. But we have this Master of Lake Town character who has a personal assistant who's going to be doing some kind of mischief around Lake Town. And yes, they did present Bard's young son as a matter of importance, because in the book of The Hobbit, Tolkien lets us know that Bard and his descendants return to their former glory in Lake Town in a way after the story is done.
Okay.
So we're taking a look at Bard and his progeny because they're going to carry forward the history that happens after the dragon is taken care of and the Battle of the Five Armies. But anyways, look at this. Bjorn. Bjorn is mentioned here in the chat room. Thank you. I can't pronounce your name, Tarak_Noyle. But yeah, there's no Bjorn in this video. Bjorn has been kept so under wraps for some weird reason.
Yeah.
We get to see a hell of a lot of
kind of like Treebeard. You know, everybody was like, "What is Treebeard gonna look like?" You know, and we knew that John Rhys Davies was gonna be the voice of Treebeard, and everyone was like, "How are they gonna animate these trees?" And you know, but then it was, you know, radio silence, and then the movie came out, and like, wow, that really worked. And I think the same thing's gonna happen with Bjorn. You know, we know who's playing him.
Yeah.
We know. We have a hint from the trailer that of what the size of the bears in comparison to the dwarves, but I think it's a good thing that we don't see anything of the bear, and I hope we don't see anything of the bear until the movie comes out. Obviously, they're going to use the dragon as much as they can get away with, so we're just going to work with it.
Andy123 is suggesting that maybe that bear was another bear and not actually Bjorn.
That's the rumor. That another bear attacks, and then Bjorn saves the dwarves and says, "What are you?"
There's a rumor that another bear attacks inside the house, and then maybe Bjorn does show up to save them. We don't know yet. We don't know, but
which would be cool.
All those possibilities are interesting.
Did we expect all the different Ents? Do you remember when before Two Towers? What was the expectation for the variety of Ents and the Ent modes?
I had gotten secret spy information when I was visiting the set of The Lord of the Rings during the filming of the Two Towers, and I knew quite a bit more than most people about what to expect from Treebeard. I saw the large, full-scale, 1-to-1 scale Treebeard, the mechanical piece that the different people were moving, with literally Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan setting up in the top of the thing. My dear friend Daniel Falconer from Weta was there to inspect his design work on the set while they were filming that day, and I learned a lot that certain other Ents that appear by name in the book, like my namesake, Quickbeam was drawn and designed, but he would not be included in the Two Towers. So I knew something about what to expect.
Okay.
I really did know something about what to expect.
What do we know about Thrain and Gandalf? What staff is Gandalf holding in that scene?
All right, there's a lot of other rumors going on that Radagast has a staff right now that is so similar to the one that Gandalf has in the Fellowship of the Ring, and people are saying, why is Gandalf's staff different that he has now in an unexpected journey, leading to the fuel on the fire that Radagast somehow is going to bequeath his staff at the end of the Hobbit trilogy and give it to Gandalf so that he'll have that
I think bequeath
the trilogy of Lord of the Rings movies.
Is a generous term.
I don't even get that. I don't get that.
I am guessing that bequeath is too kind of a term. I'm thinking it is inherited.
No, Radagast, as we know, does not die in the Hobbit. Radagast is...
He falls.
No, Radagast is around in the Lord of the Rings, somewhere in the background, and then somewhere someone says, we went to Roscobel and the place was empty and he's gone missing and we don't know where he is. So he just mysteriously disappears, according to Tolkien in the book. There's no mention of Radagast being killed or dead anywhere, anywise. So if it does happen in the movie, it will be an invention of the screenwriters. Just saying.
I think it's going to happen.
I don't know about that.
And this goes back to the conversation that we had with him here at Meltdown Studios. Where Peter Jackson told Radagast, what's his name? I'm blanking.
That's Sylvester McCoy.
Sylvester McCoy.
Yes.
Sylvester McCoy said that he was up for Bilbo in the original Lord of the Rings, and then Peter Jackson came to, after he got cast in The Hobbit, he's like, aren't you glad that you didn't get Bilbo now? This is a much more significant role. And that's a little hint of what Peter Jackson has planned for Radagast. So I think Radagast, people have to die in this trilogy.
You'll see a lot of people dying in this trilogy, but I don't anticipate that Sylvester McCoy's character is going to die. And
I think Toriel's going to die. I think Radagast is going to die.
I don't want to substantiate the rumors that Radagast is going to give his staff to Gandalf.
And Azog should have died halfway through the last movie.
Oh yeah, and by the way, if you're in the chat room and you copy and paste crap over and over and over and over and over again, you will get booted out of the chat room. That's just what happens. So behave yourselves, guys.
We've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, we have. So, Pipsky was asking me, Cliff, do you know more about the Desolation of Smaug than you did? Oh, no. Well, I know a couple of things.
We can't really talk.
I know a couple of little details.
All I know is you want to come to our Hobbit panel at Comic-Con.
Yes, you do want to come to Comic-Con.
You do want to tune in for that.
You want to hear some of those details.
And you want to... we have the event is listed on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page, and you can find the event, and you will want to enjoy our Comic-Con panel.
Hobbity Lass is asking the biggest question of the hour. Thank you, Hobbity Lass. Will our San Diego Comic-Con presentation be live streamed? Leading us to another discussion about all the live streaming and content that we will provide on TheOneRing.net during San Diego Comic-Con.
We're gonna get whatever you're used to. We'll keep on keeping on.
We'll do what we do. Hopefully we will live stream a lot of stuff at San Diego Comic-Con.
It's all based on connection and wireless internet and everything like that. So
we have the data stream and the ability to upload those files.
If it's technically possible,
we'll try it.
You'll see it.
We'll try it.
Remember, that's how it always goes. That sometimes, there's just dead zone. But we are in a brand new room this year. This is our biggest room we've ever had at Comic-Con. And in fact, since Peter Jackson said, I'm not going to Comic-Con, and he pulled out, Comic-Con has given us the third largest room at the convention, over 2,000 seats.
Yes.
It's our biggest panel ever.
Actually, we're back to the biggest panels we had during the Two Towers of Return of the King.
We're the only panel that has to do with Tolkien.
And because Peter Jackson is not coming, we are the only people who are going to deliver any news, any rumors, anything related to this franchise. And we're glad to do it. Okay,
yes.
Back to the questions in the chat room. Galaril has asked, Cliff, are you guys going to go through a shot-by-shot breakdown of the blog video? No, we will not do a screen cap shot-by-shot breakdown. However, we will talk about the most salient points as we have for the past half an hour. And we're going to keep talking about some of those salient points. Again, I'm really surprised to see that Peter Jackson openly admitted that the Battle of the Five Armies is being saved for the third film. Mm-hmm. That means that he is letting loose some of the details about the division point in the plot between film 2 and film 3. And that division line has been a subject of many rumors, many speculations. Some people say the dragon will die, or the dragon will not die, or are we even going to deal with Smaug at all at the end of the second film? Or are they going to split that story up in such a way that we fight with the dragon and deal with Smaug in the third film? I don't think that's going to happen.
I think this movie is all about the dragon.
That's right. I agree with that.
And the third movie is all about the Battle of the Five Armies, and then the bridge material all the way into Fellowship, and showing Bilbo getting back to Hobbiton and settling into his present and future as an elder of the town.
Wait a minute. Elrenia says that Comic-Con is so far away it annoys me. It's too
2
close.
weeks.
It's too close for comfort.
It's close.
It's ridiculously close. It's right around the bloody corner. Comic-Con is upon us already.
It's so close.
I'm barely prepared. And we have a lot of preparations to do and a lot of work to do. It's going to be a lot faster around this corner than you think.
We've got some major Comic-Con announcements coming up over the next week and a half. And because I know that this camera is far away, that's all I can show you right now for our Comic-Con. But we have many exclusives from many great artists.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm just so excited. You saw some of the stuff that we're going to have at Comic-Con.
Yes, I did.
You know,
Oh, some cool designs. Really cool stuff. You guys are going to love it.
And we're going to need the armies of Vote Bilbo. And here's what we're thinking, and we're fleshing out the whole thing. But we've started working with
Changed my hat.
the Lord of the Rings project. The guy Emil out of I think he's in Sweden.
Emil Johansson.
He's hosted a TED Talk. This guy knows his stuff. If you go to TED, I think TED.com, look for TED, look for Lord of the Rings or LOTR, you'll see the Lord of the Rings project. He was instrumental in Vote Bilbo becoming a thing with his data and his graphs and his tracking. Well, here's our idea, and I'll announce it here. The idea is
here we go.
For Comic-Con, we're gonna have huge announcements. We're gonna there's not only our panel, but Lucasfilm and Disney are announcing 2 new Star Wars films. They're announcing casting and what those films are, may be about.
That's gonna blow everyone's mind.
It's gonna blow everyone's mind.
Yeah.
They're announcing amazing new comics from Marvel and DC and Image. Neil Gaiman is returning to Sandman.
That's gonna be.
Neil Gaiman has not been at Comic-Con
in a very long time.
Very long time.
Because when he does, the vultures start to swarm around him like bees on a cake.
Hannibal will have a panel, and I think Game of Thrones will have a... So what we're thinking is the Twitter battle of the 5 fandoms. And we're gonna label all the fandoms of Star Wars and Hobbit and Marvel and DC. And we'll figure out who else is trending.
Who's the 5th one?
Who else?
Be Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yes, it'll be DC, Marvel, Star Wars, The Hobbit, and Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Battle of the 5 fandoms will be an interesting way of tracking the trending with our friend Emil Johansson, who will create some extraordinary graphics.
Walking Dead. Yes.
Oh yes, maybe the
That's
Walking
huge.
Dead. If that hits a high level of interest, then
we're gonna add it.
We'll see, yeah, and we'll see what Comic-Con trends are like when we get there. And hold on, guys. Obtuse Jackson's Bane. We are not going to stop talking about the video blog. We'll get back to that in a minute. But since somebody brought up the conversation, we're talking about Comic-Con right now. But we will get back to the conversation about juicy bits that were revealed in the video
Breaking
production
Bad
diary.
currently doesn't have a panel, but they're still figuring out the schedule. There's a few people that are waiting for confirmation at the studio level. But so this is what we're thinking is that Comic-Con is like the center of all things geek, and there's going to be so much news and so much cool stuff pouring out of Comic-Con, not just from our world and Tolkien's world, but all the other fandoms. So we want to keep track of all the different fandoms and like who's doing what where, and come up with one central location where you can see who's trending, when they're trending, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've got Instagram. So, all these people are going to be tagging, that remember last year they had a Lego Gandalf, 6-foot Lego Gandalf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. That was wonderful.
And the huge trolls. Remember the life-size trolls? So we're going to be tracking, just like we did with Vote Bilbo, who's the most popular fandom at Comic-Con. I think The Hobbit has a good chance, especially if Weta comes in with some amazingly cool stuff like they did last year.
Binna Meow is asking, does TheOneRing.net have an Instagram?
The One Ring will have an Instagram, that's what we're figuring out. We're working out all the technical details with the Lord of the Rings project, figuring out how does it all integrate. I don't know if people want to follow the One Ring on Instagram, or do we just want to assemble everybody else's Instagrams in one? So we're working through all that.
We'll figure that out.
That's all the technical jiggery pokery, so that's one of the things that we got planned for Comic-Con. It's going to be really exciting.
Okay. Now, other conjecture about what's going to happen in between the second and the third film. The dragon meeting his ultimate fate at the end of the second film. That makes the most sense. But a lot of you have been asking over the past 10 or 15 minutes, and I have been reading your questions. I wonder as well, what is the main plot of the third film going to be if the dragon is out of the way and the Battle of the 5 Armies is the only piece of the end story that we have to wrap up in the third film? What other content are we going to have?
The bridge of everything.
The third film. A lot of you guys are speculating, but what about the battle at Dol Guldur? Will that turn up in the last movie? And one of the users here in an anonymous handle says that due to Galadriel's line of dialogue telling Gandalf, if you need me, I will come and help you. That indicates that Galadriel and the White Council may have some of that stuff going on in the third film, where they bring a military action against Dol Guldur.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? In the real books that Tolkien wrote, we have to talk about parsing out the difference between reality of Tolkien and what the imagination of Peter Jackson is giving us. Sometimes they're not the same. Just telling you guys, be warned that in The Hobbit, nothing happens in a military incursion against Dol Guldur. Even when you read the appendices at the end of the story, it doesn't happen during that time frame. There is a military action brought against Dol Guldur during the War of the Ring, not during the time of The Hobbit. And this is why. Dol Guldur sent an attack force to go and beat up Thranduil in Mirkwood, and to go attack Celeborn and Galadriel in Lorien.
I think we're going to see that.
That stuff is stuff that happens in the Lord of the Rings timeline, not during The Hobbit, during its chronological time.
I think we're going to see that.
In order for Peter Jackson, Fran Walsh, and Philippa Boyens to do any, explicit, scenes of military attacks and things happening at Dol Guldur, they're going to have to mess around completely with the natural chronology of events, the way that they happen. Hey there. So, good. How are you doing?
Super
are
loud?
they? Well, do they know that we're in the middle of doing a webcast up here?
Keep the speaker.
Okay.
Keep the speakers low.
So, anyways, yes, we're about to have some ambient sound in the background, guys.
I gave him a warning.
Yeah,
heads
yeah,
up.
it's okay. I can talk louder if they can turn their speakers down a little bit. But anyways, the funny thing about what's going to happen at Dol Guldur, everyone is anticipating something in the third movie there and back again. If it does happen, it's just going to make more of the purists unhappy, because it's another significant departure from Tolkien.
Peter Jackson went on the record with Empire Magazine, the newest Empire Magazine. Peter Jackson is on the record in the written word saying the fans at TheOneRing.net are going to hate me because I'm changing things.
Brighter Moon. Hello, Neil. Good to see you, Brighter Moon.
Peter Jackson is proudly making this story his, and that's why I think we will see this. I think
Peter Jackson has talked about it already. You're right. Brighter Moon
and I think
is right.
he's setting up why the elves are doing all this. He's setting it up. So I think the elves have to see it.
Yes. Well, it's going to be very interesting either way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can get you a hunter downstairs.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
But we can hear you right through the floor, and then you're going to hear us right through the top. And
Okay.
So, do you not need our voices to be speaking? Is that what you're saying during your work?
we're also going to fuck up your thing.
Okay.
That's okay. But hey, guys, ladies and gentlemen, our very good friends from Nerdist, Mr. Chris Hardwick is here, being quite brilliant and effusive and bubbly as he always is.
Sorry.
There isn't a finer apologist in nerddom
There's
today.
so much cool geeky stuff happening today. I gave the viewers a heads up.
We gave the viewers a heads up. These guys are cool. These guys are totally cool with all that stuff. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We're going to handle it.
I'm really sorry that I had to ruin the flow of the show.
No, Flo,
That's
no.
fine.
A Hardwick is never late.
But as you
A Hardwick arrives precisely when he means
as
to.
you can see, when I turn this, that's open to
Yes.
the
To
theater.
everything.
We're sharing a fun
And so
space here, so
It's
we're
not
gonna.
that, it's not so much that I'm saying you're going to ruin our thing. We're about to ruin your thing.
No, not at all, not at all.
And I apologize.
In fact,
We have rehearsal for
the
sure.
added ambience from the team downstairs is more fun for us. It's
We'll
much
make it
more
more.
fun.
It'll be like a dinner party around here, like a dwarven dinner
You could
party.
pour hot oil over the side, or you could catapult boulders onto us.
Or the fallen heads of your enemies, like
the fallen heads of
yeah,
the enemies,
there you go, yeah.
or one of you could bring all the spirits with the sword, and
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Hardwick,
I'm so sorry.
Nerdist,
I really humbly
the man with the
apologize.
master plan. No apology. We have no notion of that. We all love the nerddom that's happening. And
Guys, I'm really fucking sorry. I'm really fucking sorry.
that is the first time we've had an F-bomb in about 2 years on this show, and I love it.
Fucking town. Let's get this shit on the road. Shit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Don't fuck this up!
the spirit of RuPaul / Chris Hardwick saying, "Don't F it up," right now on Torn Tuesday.
Better work it. Turn to the left. Turn to the
You
right.
better work. Genius. Okay, guys. I'll tell you what.
They don't even want to hear me talk anymore.
We will wrap this up as soon as we can. Thank you guys. Thank you. Lots of love. No,
no.
it's perfectly good. Perfectly good. All right. The funny thing is, guys, you need to understand that Comic-Con is the place where all this information is going to be divulged for the first time. Getting back to brass tacks, Comic-Con is the single most important place for anybody in the world of geekdom to get their information, to get the marketing efforts out the door. The television networks, the studios, all the creative people want to get their news out the door at the same time. So stick with us, TheOneRing.net, and I don't know if you're going to see any more video production diaries from Peter Jackson.
I don't think so.
Not until
for,
closer to the release.
We might get one or two more
over the rest of the year. Yeah, maybe. But for now, tune in to us. We will bring you the news. All the news that is fit to print. And even some that's not fit. We'll bring it.
So we're going to keep this going until you guys can't hear us anymore. Because they have an awesome show going on, and it'll be on Comedy Central.
Marfles, you have to understand why PJ is ditching Comic-Con. He spent 1 minute and 49 seconds explaining why he's
so
not coming to Comic-Con.
And he's such a generous fellow for giving the fans the first notice that he's not coming.
He feels bad about it, but he wants to concentrate entirely on his work finishing the editing of these 2 movies and all the reshoots. And I will say one thing about the aerobicize joke that they did in the video blog. That dwarvicize, I have a funny feeling was entirely Adam Brown's idea.
Yes.
I got a funny feeling, and we had a great time with our guest star, Adam Brown, who plays Ori, the dwarf. He came here on our Torn Tuesday, had a wonderful chat with him a few weeks ago. I got a funny feeling that he's the culprit behind that whole dwarvicize thing. And Lordy, was that funny. You know what else I noticed?
Huh.
A little bit of a porno music and a little bit of wow, paka, pow, paka, wow, wow, happening with Legolas explaining
the horse. Okay,
he said, quote, "I lost my cherry on the mechanical horse today." And then they're showing those funny shots of Tariel behind him going, and it was so sexy and so funny. They decided to do,
there's something to be said about Toriel looking a little more masculine than Legolas ever
did. A little bit. Did you notice?
And Legolas has always been effeminate. But I do.
You noticed.
I do want to say that scene specifically. It's too much green screen.
Thank you, Underhill.
There's
I appreciate that.
There's no bigatures. They're riding a horse. They're riding a warg or a horse or an antler or whatever. Like, it just seems like fake. I'm real nervous, but so I hope that the effects artists have more time to add layers and make it.
They will have plenty of time because they're not working on doing marketing materials for Comic-Con. That means they'll have more time to do their real post-production work on the film.
Too much.
Hey. All that green screen stuff in An Unexpected Journey with the opening of Erebor and the beautiful look we have of the dwarves' early kingdom looks great. All that blue screen and green screen.
Nope, it didn't look as good as the sweeping helicopter shots of New Zealand from the opening of the 2 towers. Woo! There was so much more real when you actually are shooting stuff that really exists.
Well, the bigatures.
I'm just saying.
The bigatures were not done, so get over it.
We have an archive video.
No,
we have an old video from several years ago of Jim Rigel, the visual effects supervisor for Weta, that reported directly to Richard Taylor. Richard Taylor did the practical effects, and Jim did the digital effects. And Jim, he told us that one of the reasons it worked is because the Lord of the Rings looks so good is because all the artists spent extra time on every shot. They wanted to add, like, mist in front, dirt in front of people. Like, you always wanted a depth of thing. And it just, one of the issues I have with The Hobbit is just it felt CG and flat.
Okay. I have a differing opinion because I've seen green screen done poorly, and I've seen it done so exceptionally well that I didn't even notice it was green screen at all. When those pine trees get broken and blown over by the hot wind at the front gate of Erebor, and you see that younger version of Balin standing there with a younger Thorin saying, "My lord, what is it?" And
Is
you
it
know,
true
that's
that-
when Thorin turns around and says, "Dragon." And he says it in the same way that Boromir says, "They have a cave troll."
Yeah,
Meaning,
yeah.
we are totally effed.
Is
Is
it
that
true
all
that they
happened-
threw Bilbo over a cliff? We
that
don't
all
know.
that all happened on a green screen where it was only a couple of yards away from the main gate where they were standing. I didn't notice any problems with that green screen. Those broken
Rivendell is
those
trashy
pine
green
trees
screen.
were blowing
Yes.
across, and it looked perfect to me. It looked solid. I can't say the same about Azog, the pale orc. He looked a little bit squeaky from time to time, like he was a boss monster from World of Warcraft.
He was.
But that's because, and they admitted, he was a rush job at the end. He was a rush job. So you can tell that some of them were solid visual pieces. Some of them were a little bit squeaky. But hey, that's because they split 2 films into 3. Anyways,
Will we see Bolg in this next movie?
we saw Bolg very briefly in the Battle of Azanul Bazaar flashback.
That wasn't my question.
I just don't know if we're going to see him again.
Okay.
I really don't know. Hello, Murtaugh. Nice
Well-
to see you as well.
So I think we're going to spend a lot of time in Lake Town.
That's why they rebuilt it.
And I think we're going to spend a lot of time in Lake Town. I think there's going to be an exploration excursion from Lake Town to Dale, and then back to Lake Town, and then
Well-
as they try to figure out, okay, what's the plan of attack, and then
There's a lot happening in the ruins of Dale. Evidently, before the Battle of the Five Armies blows up in front of everybody, Legolas and Tauriel are meeting with Gandalf, and they have a conversation in the ruins of Dale. So, in the book, the contingent who comes from Mirkwood do not have any early contact with Gandalf. They only meet him out on the battlefield at the last second when the battle is beginning, right at the very beginning of the battle. Gandalf appears because he's been gone for many, many, many chapters, and he suddenly appears and says, "Halt! I would speak with the kings." And then they bring forward Bard, Thranduil, and Thorin. Thorin and, Dane. I think Dane shows up there
I tell
too.
you what,
But this is very interesting that there's going to be dialogue and all these scenes where Gandalf has this early discourse with the elves of Mirkwood. I'm looking forward to seeing what this is about.
I think people think that we're going to see Gandalf doing flashbacks and all this stuff. I think no. I think Peter Jackson is rewriting the story so like Gandalf's adventures are all in real time. So he meets Thrain in real time. He deals with the elves in real time. Like I think he's reorganizing the structure of stuff.
If he's going to tell that story about meeting Thrain,
Yeah.
who has lost his marbles and forgotten his name and forgotten everything about him because he's been tortured for 4 or 5 years at the hand of the Dark Lord.
Remember how amazing it was when
Let me finish my thought. No, wait. If Thrain is going to be explained, Gandalf will be telling that in flashback. Because it must have happened.
That's what I'm saying.
It must have
Nope,
happened
I'm
before
I'm saying it.
the beginning of
Nope.
an unexpected journey.
Nope. I think Peter Jackson is reworking the story so it happens in real time.
How then would Gandalf have the key that he got from Thrain?
I'm saying
the key he
Gandalf.
gives to Thorin.
I'm saying Gandalf Peter Jackson is reworking the story so these events can happen in real time. And there's so many ways Peter Jackson can play it. Gandalf can use the key to make Thrain remember who he is. There's a lot of ways that you can spin it, and I think Peter Jackson can set up Gandalf's power of healing, just like he did with the King of Rohan. That was one of the most amazing, surprising scenes of seeing this old wizard, come back into, and if we start to see Gandalf's power, go from a lowly gray wizard into the powerful white wizard, you start to see that. And I think there's an opportunity for Peter Jackson to show Thrain coming back, maybe before he dies or something like that.
Well, there must be some way that they can fix this because.
And you're right, Lurtz is much better than anything in Azog. In fact, I wish someone would just re-edit the whole movie, take Azog out, and just put Lurtz in.
let's just say for a second, Justin, that we consider the fact that Gandalf has the key. He got the key from Thrain, and it was given directly to Thorin, as everyone saw in An Unexpected Journey. So that key went from grandfather to father to grandson.
To Gandalf, the grandson.
Right. Gandalf gave it to Thorin, the grandson. So Gandalf must have already had contact with Thrain because he has the map and he has the key. So it must be a flashback. However, the fans in the chat room are saying it couldn't be a flashback because, and who was it who said that it can't be a flashback?
Look, Peter Jackson can do whatever he wants with these stories.
Somebody said it can't be a flashback because he already has Glamdring in the trailer. That's an excellent point, because Glamdring the sword has been retrieved from that troll horde, and he has it. So there's either a major continuity problem in between these movies, or there is.
Can we give 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes is
Yeah.
fine. We just need to.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
I'll
definitely.
tell you what.
I was
I'll tell you
taught.
what, because I'm asking you to rap.
Yeah.
Please let me pay for your dinner tonight.
Oh no, you don't have to do that.
Let me cover a meal.
You don't have to do that.
Because
No.
It's fun.
Chris,
just being a podcaster, I know. Please don't. It's like, oh fuck, please just let us finish. I know. I'm so sorry.
But we're a lot less.
There's just a whole crew of people downstairs, and we're just waiting until you're done.
We can't do that.
I thought it was 6.
You guys go ahead and do what you do.
So I apologize. It's not your. It's totally our bad. And
No. Hey,
No,
don't
no.
worry, Chris Hardwick.
Dinner,
We're a lot more informal about this, buddy. It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's totally cool.
All right,
It's totally cool.
I know this sucks, and I apologize.
No,
We'll wrap it up right now.
actually, it's kind of fun and spontaneous to have you here. It's totally cool.
Coming in and being a fucking harsh fist of victim. I really am sorry, guys.
No, piece of cake. A piece of cake.
All right, one of the joys of doing the podcast at the center of geekdom is there's always so many things going on. In fact, a couple weeks ago, there was a Guillermo del Toro signing. There's always podcasts and stuff going on. So this week, we have an amazing new show. I told you about it at the beginning of the podcast.
Yes.
So we're gonna wrap things up a little early right now. I mean, it's not that much early, but stay tuned. I think you guys have voted in the chat room. The coupon code is going to be GRAND. I'm going to set that up, and I'm going to put it on Twitter and Facebook.
Really? Oh.
So our 4th of July sale, buy 2, get 1 free with the coupon code GRAND.
Okay,
but give me
right.
Give me a few minutes to set that up, because I have to jiggery-pokery it.
Remember Grand. And you got one out of me today on the show. Remember Grand?
And that's as good a GRAND as you're going to get.
And that will be your coupon code to get buy 2 shirts, get 1 free. Thank you guys for joining us.
And we're always happy
Wonderful to have you guys here on the
support
show.
our friends at Nerdist. Subscribe to them on YouTube.
We love you, man.
Subscribe to them on YouTube. Look for them at Comic-Con, because we will be at Comic-Con, and Nerdist will be at Comic-Con, and everybody's going to be at Comic-Con.
Nerdist will definitely have a huge presence at Comic-Con, as will we. And all together, we'll find a better way to assimilate into the Borg Collective very soon. Thank you guys for joining us on Torn Tuesday. Good night. Signing off. This is Clifford Broadway, and that guy there is Justin. I didn't do it. Sewell. And thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next week. Have a great 4th of July, and watch out for those Roman candles. Bye. Okay, all good. We're set. Thank you, guys. Ain't no thing.
No worries.
Ain't no thing.
Oh no, we were supposed to rehearse at 5. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Oh, good. Nice to see you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Actually, we've been hoping for a year that you would walk in and crash and say something funny.
I'm playing with the tiny Gandalf. Yeah.
I love that. And thanks for bringing some color. I'm not allowed to do that, boss. Ever. Although I want to. I might cuss like a sailor, but I'm not allowed to. So you get to bring it.
You can break them if necessary.
No, it's too late. That's live.
Oh shit, it's live.
That's a live broadcast.
That was a live stream?
Yeah. That was
That's awesome. Perfect. I'm so sorry, I didn't realize.
No.
It was perfect. Alright, good.
Can we do anything to help you do what you're doing?
No, we're good.
Sorry about that.
No. It's totally. I didn't even realize it was a live cast. Damn it. I'm so sorry.
That makes it even more. Trust me.
Could anyone? Were you mic'd or was there an external mic? Oh, you guys mic'd up there. So they're like, what's up, Jeremy?
They heard you and they were joking. They're like, Chris, he's trying to be so nice. And all the girls were being very supportive.
Sure.
And then they said, take the dinner, Cliff. Take the dinner. And then one girl said, he should buy all of us touring t-shirts.
Oh shit!
And Chris should buy us all one ring.
Oh my god.
Anyway, it's fine.
Well, let us does this live anywhere afterwards? Send us the link and we'll post it on the website and say, here's the show that I accidentally crashed.
When we get closer to the release of the film, we'll schedule you.
Sure, yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll talk about some.
And now Chris
Wait a
Dorf's
minute.
getting
Talk
angry
about-
because you're stealing his podcast.
Oh, that's really funny. Has he crashed your podcast yet?
He did once,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, he did.
Good.
I think the best F-box we've had come from Big Boy.
Oh yeah, Dom, of course. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Great. Well, thank you very much.
Sorry about that.
No.
Like,
You have nothing to apologize for. I feel bad. It's just we're doing run-throughs for this Comedy Central show, and all the heads of Comedy Central are coming tonight, and so we're a little nervous about should we make sure that all the cues work and everything's all.
Yeah, there's more at stake.
No. It's just we're just being very silly. The guest on. Wow, this is cool. This actually just used to be a lot. Well, there still is a bunch of garbage back here, but that's a nice corner right there.
We're slowly making it into our little cave of one pokey and one.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's a lot better than it did. Cool.
Thank
you very much.
Yeah,
All right.
Break a leg.
Thanks.
Good stuff, Justin. Thank you.